our community indicator and our company's JIFU Sniper Pro Scanner. And this is the trading plan that I've been sharing with you guys the last week or so. It's on my PDF here. It's the top trading plan strategy. I call it the ATH RSI Sniper Pro 15-minute strategy. This is our community's main strategy. However, in the community, they do like to trade it on the 1 minute. I like the 15-minute myself, and they're a little bit more lax with the rules. Nothing wrong with that. I just like to stay strict with my 6 conditions that need to occur, and I specify that all 6 of these conditions need to occur on the candle where we get the ATH indicator go off. Okay, the ATH RSI Crossover indicator is an indicator that's only available to people in our community. The leader of our community, Michael Martin, created this indicator for us. He's an awesome guy. So are the other 2 lead educators, Dave Thomas and Jason Hall. So that's where that indicator comes from. So you have to join us in JIFU in order to get access to our community's indicator. Okay, but once you join us in JIFU, you get everything we have at the community for free. There's no additional charge for anything that we have there. But I have the 6 conditions here for a buy and also for the sell. And this strategy, if you watch my videos on YouTube, I can give you my channel if you want to get that. But if you have this PDF file, if you scroll down here, there's a bunch of videos. And then there is also a link to my JIFU Sniper Pro Scanner playlist right here. So this will have all of them. And if you want to get started with JIFU, there's an overview video by Brandon Boyd and a link down here to sign up. Now, first of all, let me say I'm not an investment advisor. Anything I share with you is for educational purposes only, right? So I just show you what the indicator and the scanners are telling us to do, okay? Forex is a risky business. You can lose all or part of your capital, which is why if you're a beginner or even if you're a advanced trader using a new strategy, you should always trade on demo first to make sure the strategy is going to work for you before risking any of your real money on a live account. Okay, so with that out of the way, this is the strategy right here. There's a video explaining it, and there are the conditions. Now, from looking at this the last week or so, I can tell you guys this strategy is working well over 80% of the time. It may be 90% of the time. But more than that, what's more amazing than the win rate with this strategy is the number of trades. Well, I guess it correlates to the win rate, but the number of bad trades that it keeps you out of by just one of these 6 conditions not being met, right? So again, if just one of these conditions listed here are not met, guys, you can't take the trade. Okay. So this is really the amazing part, how time after time you see trades that lose when the indicator goes off, and then you see, oh, all six conditions were met. It's easy. And then you see all 6 conditions are met, and the trade actually ends up winning or breaking even. So what you'll see with this strategy is you'll have some small losses, which should never be more than 1% of your trading account, right? You'll have some break-even trades. You'll have some small wins, which are like 1% wins if you're risking 1% on a trade, right? But you should never do more than that. And then you'll have some bigger wins where you have the +2s, the +3s, and the +4s. Now, what we have to test out, what I'm going to show you today, on these trades that worked out good, and a couple of these trades I did take on demo, is the trade management here. This is what I'm really testing out to get the best trade management. So this is what I'm in the process of changing right here. So I will change this probably today, and I'm going to go over it with you when we go over these 3 trades here. So let me show you this real fast. This was EUR GBP from today. So this is our ATH crossover arrow indicator right here. These red and blue arrows that look like home plates, right? And so again, that's the first thing that needs to happen. And then if this is a buy, if it's a blue arrow, then that candle has to come from below the 55 and cross and close above it. And that's what this blue line is here. That's the 55 EMA. So it does that there 9:45 a.m. today. So those are the first two conditions. Now we go to Sniper Pro in the JIFU thing here. We want to make sure we're on the right time frame. And our 9:30 candle is right here. I'm sorry, this was not 9:30, but it is 9:45. So 9:45 a.m. candle is right here. And we need it to be, first of all, we need to make sure the price came down into the lower Bollinger Bands, which it does. That's these three lines here. It's a little bit hard to see, but if you scroll back, you can see them better. So price comes down into the Bollinger Band, and then it's important that this candle does not close above the midway point of the Bollinger Bands, right? So the top of the Bollinger Bands are up here, the bottom are down here, and the midway point is this light black to gray line that's very hard to see in the scanner. But you can see where it's at, and it's well above this 9:45 a.m. candle. So we need to have a blue candle, blue or gold. We need a blue arrow below it. It can be a small sniper arrow or the super sniper arrow like this one. And then down in the sniper later, we need a blue sniper line and a blue dash trend line. And we get all of that. Now, there's some additional things that we get on this trade, which we don't need. But one of the bigger things here is we have actually a scorecard candle. Now, it's not on, it's actually on our signal candle, right? This is a +9 scorecard candle. So this is used for other strategies that the creator of this scanner teaches in his live sessions. John Oliver's his name. So these scorecard candles, this is a +9, meaning that there's nine different indicators in the background telling us that this is a good time to take a buy on this pair. So these scorecard candles, the lowest is a +3, and the highest, I'm not sure. They used to go from +1 to +10, and you used to look for at least a +3, but now the lowest is actually a +3, which is fine to use. And the highest can go up above 10 now, but I'm not sure exactly what the maximum is on these. But I have seen scorecard candles over a +10. So you also have that. We also have a blue crossover dot on the sniper layer line, and we also have real-time divergence down here. Anytime you see divergence, it just basically means that if price is moving down where it is here, we're expecting it to turn around. Sure enough, it does. So this particular trade idea had every possible confirmation that you can have from the two that we look for on TradingView, which is the ATH RSI crossover indicator and price crossing and closing above the 55, to all the ones on the scanner. So now when we look at this, here's what we're looking at now. So when we take this trade here, as price moves up, okay, when we get to a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio, meaning, if you're risking 1% or whatever it is, $50 on the trade, once you're up $50, you're up 1-to-1, right? Or if your risk is, say, 20 pips, once you're up by 20 pips, you're at a 1-to-1. Okay, so when you get to a 1-to-1, that's where we want to move our stop loss to break even. And my trading platform, or my broker, Trade Locker, actually has a button on there that you click for break even. And so it will calculate the spread and everything so that you get out as close to break even as possible, right? Because if you're just doing it manually, if you put your stop loss to where you got in, you're going to still lose a little bit of money because of the spread normally, right? Some of the time, not all the time. But the Trade Locker, you're able to click this button and move your stop loss to break even with just one click of a button. You don't have to calculate anything. So once you're up this 1-to-1, you want to move your stop loss to break even. Now you have no risk in this trade. If for some reason price turns around, goes against you, you'll get out. Now we're going to have to test this out to see how many trades do we get stopped out of that go on to being winning trades without going all the way to the initial stop loss. But the idea is, guys, and I know most people's mindset just don't allow them to be up, to be up. Let's say you're risking, $50 on a trade. So now you're up $50, and all of a sudden now it goes down, you get stopped out and you lose $50. That's a difference of $100 now, right? So that's a big difference, okay? So once you get there, you move your stop loss to break even. Then once you get to a 1 to 2, which we kind of just get to here on this candle right here, you would move your stop loss to a +1, okay? Then, you know, if you were going to keep going, once price would move up, you know, past this point here, this would be a 1 to 3. Once it moves up past here, then we would move our stop loss to +2. And then the idea is once you would get to a +4, if you did, so right, let me just fix this here. Once you would get to a +4, which is right about here, then you would just exit the trade. Now, so what we have to test out is, you know, is this +1 high enough that we don't get stopped out of a lot of too many trades at break even that go on to win, right? And so that's the main thing. Is this +1 high enough to move our stop loss to break even? And should we just get out at a +3 instead of a +4, right? Okay, so that's kind of the two things we want to look at over the next several trades that actually go off, whether I'm able to take them on demo or not. So that's this one. Now the other one was EUR AUD. So this one went off same time of day. We're actually 15 minutes earlier. This one, the indicator goes off 9:30 a.m. The candle closes above 55. So if we look at EA here at 9:30 a.m., 15 minutes earlier. Okay, so right here we have a blue candle, right? Price came down into those lower Bollinger Bands. Sometimes you have to scroll over to see them, right? Comes down into the Bollinger Bands, and the candle does not close above the midway point. Now you see this next candle does, right? See how it closes below that midway point there? But our signal candle does not. Okay, down on the sniper later, we have a blue line. We also have a blue dot, which is an additional confirmation, and we have a blue dash trend line. Now, in addition to that, on the candle before, we have that +5 scorecard there. So that's just an extra confirmation. That doesn't necessarily have to occur on the actual signal candle because it's not one of the conditions that are required to take the trade. But when you see a +5, when you see one of these scorecard candles, you know, either whether it's on your, you know, indicator candle like it was in EUR GBP, the one we just looked at, or if it's the one before, that's kind of an extra confirmation for you, but you still need all 6 of those required conditions that are on the PDF, right? You still need all 6 of them. And just one second here. I did message John Oliver here. He's the educator for the Sniper Pro, and he says that scorecard candles will not be shown below +3, and 14 is the highest, but he's never seen one higher than 11. Okay, so 14 is the highest, but he's never seen one higher than +11. Okay, and that's from the guy who created the scanner and does the live training for it in JIFU, John Oliver. So there you go. So that was a good trade right there. That met all 6 conditions, right? And if we look at this, price moves up. This is where we're up +1. We move our stop loss to break even. No risk in the trade. Now we're up +2. We move the stop loss to this +1. Then we're up +3. We'd move it to stop loss to +2. And we would let this trade run. Now, being that it's Friday, okay, and it's in the afternoon on Friday, I would probably exit this trade at a +3. Only because it's Friday day. If it was any other day of the week, I really don't want to hold these trades over the weekend unless I have to. But if it's any other trade, you know, any other day of the week, you're going to hold on to this to see if it gets to a +4, right? And then you would just want to exit at that +4. Okay, and so that +4 would probably be right there. Okay. So when it gets there, you would just exit the trade with your 4%. That means for every dollar you risk on this trade, you'll make $4. That's what a 1 to 4 means. And also keep in mind, if you have a 1 to 4, if you have a winning 1 to 4 trade, you can actually lose the next 3 trades. Actually, you could lose the next 4 trades if you're only risking 1%, and you could break even, right? So you always want to go for at least a 1 to 2 initially, but there will be times where you get stopped out of break even or you get stopped out of that +1. Okay, so this is what we need to test out, this trade management. Do we move the stop loss to break even at a +1 or do we wait? And as we're moving this up and we're trailing this stop loss from a +2 to a +1 to a +3 to a +2, do we just get out at the +3 or do we try to get to that +4? So that's what I'll be testing out for you guys over the next couple weeks, because I'm going to stick with this strategy because I haven't seen any other strategy that I show. They're all good strategies, but this is our community strategy, just with a little twist. I put my little twist on it. I used a 15-minute time frame instead of the 1 minute, and I have 6 conditions that have to be met or there's no trade. Okay, and those 6 conditions all have to occur on that ATH indicator, the RSI crossover arrow indicator candle. Okay, they all have to occur on that candle. Because that makes it the strictest possible. That gives you these winning trades that I'm showing you today, and it keeps you out of the losing trades. Keeps you out of the losing trades where the indicator goes off, price closes above the 55 for a buy or below the 55 for a sell, but it ends up losing because the other 4 conditions that you have to go to the scanner to look for do not exist. Okay, one more pair I want to show you. This was actually the only one that I was able to take on my demo account. I didn't get the other 2. I was only able to take this one on my demo, and this one occurred. This was from Wednesday. See how this was from Wednesday evening at 6 p.m. Eastern time. You can see there's the indicator. The candle crosses above the 55, and it does just close above it. Closes above it, has to close above it, not on it, not equal to it. It has to close at least that 1 pip above or below, right? Above for a buy, below for a sell. So if we go back here, we pull up GBP CAD. We have to go back to Wednesday at 6 p.m. So just so I know here, Wednesday is the 18th. Okay, Wednesday. What was that? What Wednesday again? That's the 18th at 1800. Was this candle right here, guys. So you could see here, price had come down into our lower Bollinger Band, right? And then this candle, it wasn't the greatest. Where's it at? It's right here. It's not the greatest looking candle, right? It is a blue candle. It doesn't close above the midway point of the indicator, right? And you're getting the blue dash trend line in the sniper later and also the blue sniper later line. Now, this wasn't the best candle to enter on for me because it's kind of an indecisive candle because there's wicks, there's a small body, and then there's a big wick to the upside, big wick to the downside, okay? But if we're just using the 6 conditions as they are, right, this was a valid trade because price comes down into the lower Bollinger Band. It then moves up, makes a little correction, right? And then the indicator for us goes off and everything matches up there. So if we look at this here, that's this candle right here. So again, once we get up 1 to 1, we're going to move that stop loss to break even. Okay. Then once we're up 1 to 2, right, we move that stop loss to a +1. Once we're up a 1 to 3, we'd move that stop loss to a +3. And then once we're up 1 to 4, we would exit this trade. Okay. Now, as I'm looking back on this, guys, I can tell you that I've been testing this out, whether to move the stop loss to break even at a +1 or a +1.5. And on this particular trade, I actually did the +1.5. And the reason I point that out is because, as you see here, price comes up right here and you have a +1 gain, and then it comes down and you would have gotten stopped out at break even. So this one, when I looked at back in my notes, I actually had the, I didn't move the stop loss to break even until I got to 1 to 1.5 risk to reward. And I've also been experimenting with that 1 to 1.4. Okay, that's all that needs to be tested in this strategy, guys, because everything else, all the conditions for this strategy are working very, very well. Okay, so the only thing I'm working on the next couple weeks is this trade management here, right? So see how I had here at 1 to 1 or 1 to 1.5, move the stop loss to break even. And that's kind of what I've been testing out. Some of them I do it at 1 to 1, some of them I do it at 1 to 1.5. Usually if I take the trade on demo, I use the 1 to 1.5. But if I'm just marking up on the chart because I see it after the fact, then I try to use the 1 to 1 because that's really the one I want to go with. But in either case, guys, this strategy is working great for us. And what you can do is you can actually get started today. Get with me, I'll give you the link, or if you have this PDF file, you'll be able to click on the link below. You can get started today. And all next week, you can test this out for yourself. You don't have to believe me. Don't believe anything I tell you. You can get started today, pay for the membership. Next week, you can test this out all week, okay? Wait till Sunday night to get started, and then you'll have 7 days. Company offers a 7-day money-back guarantee. So you can test this out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. If it doesn't do what I'm showing you it does here, if this strategy doesn't work for you the way that I'm showing you it works, then you just contact the company and ask for your money back. But that's not going to happen, guys, because I have videos, video after video from this week documenting this, okay? You just have to go to my playlist on my channel. So any questions, drop them down below. Other than that, guys, I will see you next time I go live here.